It's Phenomenal Radio. You're checking in with the chosen one, Doug Phenom. It's live from the Underground Season 2. I'm here with my man, Deige, all the way from Jersey. I appreciate you coming to sit down with me, brother, man. How you doing?
Listen, I appreciate the invite, and I'm doing well. Can't complain. Just working.
Working?
For real.
Yeah, that's something that we all just got to do, and we got to lock in. And that's something that really stood out to me
Yeah.
about you, is the work ethic. And you being able to translate that work ethic into creativity
hmm
on the social media space. I feel like in a time like this, that's something that's extremely important.
Yeah.
Being able to speak to the people from either your phone, your camera,
hmm
and having the skills to put everything together, I think is something you do extremely well. But we'll get into that first of all.
Yeah.
We'll get into that in a little later. First of all, I want to start out with kind of like your origins. I always like to start out with people's origin stories when it comes to making music and just the creative scene. So, take us back to when you really first started taking this music stuff seriously. Yeah, give us your origin story, bro.
Yeah. I think for me, it's crazy. I just remember vividly when I was younger. I kept rewatching the Usher "You Don't Have to Call" music video.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's the coolest person in the world. I'm like, why can't I be on camera or performing? Like, obviously I'm not dancing like Usher, but
Facts, yeah.
why
No,
can't
not
I
many
be
people are, by the way.
exactly?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, but why can't I be in entertainment like
hmm
he is? So then was doing a little poetry and I was recording, but I wasn't good
Yeah.
back in middle school, early high school. But then going into college, I think it just all started to click. Okay, I could really do this. I have my guys in college too that back me in this as well.
Yeah.
So I was like, why not?
Right.
So I started doing it, and then once I graduated, I was like, okay, I got no choice. I got to make it.
Yeah. That was when you decided just to go full force.
Yeah, that's when it just clicked. I'm like, I'm
What,
already so deep in it. I
right.
got to.
What did that look like though? Like what did that transformation signal? Like
hmm
if someone were to say like, dang, yeah, I've seen these before and after, like what would you say was the main thing that really changed for you?
The main change was the pandemic.
Pandemic?
Yeah, cause I was already doing music, and everybody knew I made music,
hmm
but it was kind of like, okay, you make music is cool. Who doesn't make music, right?
Right.
But I think then, making my own EP at that time and putting it out and actually putting music out, because I
Yeah.
used to hold music for a long time.
Why'd you
I
do
was
that?
just scared,
Yeah.
really.
Talk about that though, because that's
Yeah.
something like I know a few artists who are reluctant to put out an abundance of music,
Yeah.
and they're sitting on like catalogs basically.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you think people are more so? Is it more so because artists are a little sensitive about what music? Are you like attached to certain to certain songs? Like, explain that. Explain
Yeah.
that.
A lot of people don't understand that once the music's out there, it's not yours no more. So a lot of people they rap about or rappers singer about heartbreak, real life situations. So it's like you don't want to put that out there and people trash it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you put out the music, it's public opinion at that point.
Absolutely.
So I think once you kind of have that mindset of I don't not that you don't own the song, but once the
hmm
song's out there, you can't say, oh, well, you can't say this and that. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
out there. So once you break out of that barrier, you'll be able to drop a lot more.
And all that stuff is subjective.
Mm-hmm.
People have different ears.
Exactly.
What I like may not be what you like, and I guess public opinion is just part of it.
Yeah.
Did that take some getting used to?
Yes.
For real?
Because people on social media
Yeah,
are mean.
they harsh.
And I don't think a lot of people understand that. People are like, oh, just avoid the comments, this and that. But your first few years, sometime, you're gonna be like, yo, why did they say that about my track?
hmm
All because you ran an IG ad.
Yeah,
They got something crazy to say, but it takes time.
takes a lot of time. Um, I guess now you've kind of mastered it. I mean, as active
Yeah.
as you are, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, if people following you, your fans may understand like what I'm talking about, but you're an extremely active person. I feel like you post daily.
Yeah.
You know, man, I feel like I'm getting off the rails, but I do want to ask
Mm-hmm.
you this,
Yeah.
like how is it being that consistent? Because that's something I don't think people are really aware of that you have to be, especially if when you're trying to make it as an artist.
Yeah.
Some people may think you put out a couple songs, but no, like from you being an example, basically, you're doing visuals
Yeah.
with the songs, and it has to have a certain hook with it. You can see when you're putting things out that you have a vision with this. Speak a little bit about that.
Yeah. No,
hmm
that's a great question.
hmm
I think to answer the first part of it, not to get too preachy, but the book Atomic Habits really changed my perspective a lot on music and my life in general. Like if you do 1% of something each day,
yeah,
you'll see that progression. So I just really had that mindset of like, if I post once a day, like no matter if it's on TikTok, Instagram, wherever platform, if I post once a day, that's another percentage closer to my goal.
right.
So I think once I got out of the mindset like, I gotta edit this video, I gotta, make it 45 seconds long for the algorithm. Like,
Yeah.
once I sat back and said, let me post a video each day for that consistency factor, I built a habit. So now it's like I don't post, I'm like, I'm missing out.
Wow, that's crazy.
I'm losing if I'm not posting.
Yeah.
And also I keep friends around me that are on the same type time. Shout out to my guy Lil Goody. Actually all of my guys in Neon, all of us, and my guy Ant too, we really hold each other accountable. It's like you ain't post a while, it's like, yo, everything good? Like, everything going well at home?
It's
like
the circle.
Yeah, so
Keeping everybody accountable.
exactly.
Yeah, that's something else. You definitely can't do it alone. You need a team.
Exactly.
Of like-minded individuals. That's something that we speak on a lot here.
Yeah.
From people that are pursuing their dreams in music that may have a little bit more motion than everyone else. It really comes down to one, that work ethic, but also the people that you have around you, because you are your environment.
Exactly.
Was it hard curating and finding those individuals? I know sometimes when you have a collective or you have a collective of different creatives, it may be hard to even find people who are on the same frequency as you. Speak about that for a second, like about finding people that you will allow in your circle, because you don't want to bring everybody in your circle, right?
That's real.
Yeah.
No, I think I think the hardest part is like figuring out business and friendship, because a lot of my guys are my friends in real life. So it's easier to build a collective from the start when y'all are friends. But business comes into play. It's like, yo, I need you to start doing this more. You start talking, not as friends, as like a business mind. So that gets a little tough. But I think as long as you're with people that you can actually generally be cool with outside of music, I think that's what makes it better. Because when it's full on business, it can work, and it probably can work very well. But then it's like, I don't really like this person. So it's like I'm only here with them because I'm cooking up a song.
Yeah.
But like after that, what y'all doing? Like, oh, we just say bye and that's it. Like you want to at least be cool with the people.
Right. No, I got you. Yeah, and I appreciate you explaining that. Some people may be watching this and being like, dang, like, how do I get to that level?
Yeah.
And seeing where you are on your journey, it's like right at that middle ground where you got motion, you have an audience, but you're still building.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I like to kind of see the progression of everybody, because it's easier to see people in the grand scheme, and really, instead of just seeing people when they pop. Like I use, for an example, like DaBaby. Like when DaBaby popped, it was like, where did this dude come from?
Yeah.
People don't know that this man was grinding for like 10 years, wearing a diaper to South by Southwest.
I saw that.
You know what I'm saying? Like the everyone sees the finished product, but they don't see how much work that it takes to put in, And I think that is what I love to highlight. And I think that's something that says, is something that's strong within your story.
Yep.
But getting back to more of your origins, who were you listening to growing up? Like, who were some of your influences?
I think on the rap side, shout out to my pops. He always had me listen to like East Coast rap, so like heavy J fan.
Of course, gotta go Hove.
Yeah, I was listening to Hove all the time.
Yeah.
So like, I remember it was a time period I was only listening to Hove, Wayne.
Yeah.
Like T.I. Jeezy, like all of those kind of like ghosts right there. And then I remember when the Drake and J. Cole's came out, and the Kendricks, like that blog era.
Yes.
I think that blog era is when we were like, oh, it's like possible.
Yeah, I mean that's the A$AP Rockies, that's the Meek Mills. Even Rick Ross was part of that. Wale, like
exactly.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Wale, DMV Nail. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Shout out Wale. Man. No, I remember his what was the mixtape called? The mixtape about nothing.
Mixtape about nothing. Yeah.
I was playing that all the time.
Yeah, I mean he was one of those guys. It was him, Cole, Kendrick, Drake, Rocky.
Yeah.
I don't know if Ferg was out there, but those main guys, like they was making waves. Wiz, Cushion OJ came out.
Yeah.
I feel like that blog era kind of transitioned and transformed into like the SoundCloud era.
Yep.
That's
it just
type of evolved. And now it's like not so much SoundCloud, but
Yeah.
it's more so just like wherever you can really get streaming music out, because like there's distribution all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so what is it that you really? Who do you feel like influenced you the most out of those people that you named? You said Hove a lot, but you know I hear a lot of like. I know this may be a little bit recent, but I hear a lot of A Boogie in your music.
I get that a lot.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
do.
I get that a lot. Funny enough, my like biggest inspiration is like Pharrell.
Pharrell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why? Just the creativity of it.
It's the fact that like
Different.
yeah, like he was never boxed in. Like one
Right.
day he's like, nah, I want to do a collab with Band 8.
Mm-hmm.
Then next I want to do an album for Justin Timberlake.
Right.
Like the fact that he has that much versatility.
The range.
And
Yeah.
that's how I treat my stuff. Like you might see me behind the camera,
Mm-hmm.
you might see me engineering, you might see me make a song.
What's important about that? What do you feel like is important about being versatile in this age?
Everybody's something.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's either a brand owner, a rapper, a singer. Everybody is doing something. So if you come into the table with multiple talents, even though you do have to eventually find what's your main thing,
Mm-hmm.
you can come into the room and be like, okay, like you might not be the top rapper yet. We could utilize you as a camera guy.
Right.
Once that one song breaks, you already have the connections.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of people forget the ability of if you build with one of your talents, it can uplift another talent that you have.
Yeah, yeah. And you think that gives you an advantage over everybody else?
Because you gotta think like for example, like a lot of people, you tell them you're a rapper, okay, cool, but I show them a content clip of like I shot this, I color graded this, and I made the song. They're like,
That was my reaction.
that's what I'm saying. like a lot of people look at music as it's very accessible now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, you're an artist. What else can you do?
Right. Because you don't want to just, get with a label and then all you do is make music. Plus, you relying on the label to do everything. And then in your case, you can just, bro, I'm just going to go out and just do my own marketing.
Exactly.
I'm going to go travel up and down. I'm going to grind. I have my camera with me. You do your videos and stuff like that. And I think, that is what really separated you, I feel like.
Yeah.
Talk about it. Do you think, or how did you get into like, first of all, working the camera? Did that all come around the same time as the music stuff? Or was that like in school too?
So I remember, because I went to school for like communications.
Yeah.
So I was around cameras and stuff like that. I didn't really take it too seriously. I think I was afraid of like, could I really do it? Because it's like it's a whole new technology. I'm used to the audio side, the video, photo side, which just wasn't my bag. And I just remember, I just saw everybody making content, and I'm like, I just need to buy a camera. So I invested in my first camera. It was like a Sony ZV-1, and I was shooting like small content pieces off of that.
Yeah.
And then ever since then, I've been upgrading my equipment.
Yeah.
So I think once I really saw how artists were like building content consistently, especially signed artists, it's like, how do I compete?
Right.
And I didn't have the money to have a cameraman every day. So it's like, I spend that bread, get that first camera, and just shoot anywhere, wherever. I drive like my camera bag and my tripod everywhere.
You got it with you at all times.
Yeah, like I might leave here and find something that looks good for content.
Wow.
You never know.
Yeah. But that's what you have to be. Like, you have to be that type of guy, like to be able to do your own content.
Exactly.
Because this is the space in the era where it's all about content. Like, music isn't just music. Like, you don't have artists just focusing straight on music like we talked about.
Exactly.
This is all basically on you. And it's about your hustle.
Yeah.
That's why some people don't, even though they're super talented, they fall to the wayside in comparison to someone like you who's able to do everything. How do you get over, you said you read Atomic Habits. Is that one of the reasons why, or you built your hustle, or you think that was just in you?
Nah, I will say I was always the underdog in everything.
So you got a chip on your shoulder.
Oh yeah, nah, bro. I always had a chip on my shoulder, but it was never on no, I'm just burying everybody. It was just I always wanted to just show that I'm valuable.
Yeah.
I remember I played ball back in the day. I remember getting cut. I played my freshman year. I cut my sophomore year.
Dang.
I trained all through that off season, made it back on the team junior year, and they had to respect me of yo, he came back and did like that.
Facts.
Or with track, I remember, no offense to my track coach, but he was like, yeah, if you don't run this time, you're not gonna go to college to run. And I still made it happen.
See, but that's all right. now I see where the dog comes from.
Yeah, like
You know what I'm
I've
saying?
always
Like,
been kind of doubting.
yeah, and it's like being able to when the chips aren't even in your favor,
Mm-hmm.
like when there's a lot of challenges or even a wall. Some
Mm-hmm.
people hit that wall and just not able to get over it.
Exactly.
You know, but someone like you know, people that play sports too, especially you understand that you play
Mm-hmm.
football, basketball, you understand like there's gonna be a lot of people better than you.
No facts.
But it's like, how bad do you want it?
Exactly.
You know?
And I think the real thing that made me realize that was just the fact that I've noticed that each time I was doubted, I always proved them wrong. And also, I come from the suburbs, so
Hmm.
it's like I automatically come into a room, I come in like privileged.
Hmm.
Especially in the rap game, it's like look at me, it's like oh you just some
Yeah.
kid from the suburb. So it's like I have to have that chip on my shoulder because if not, I'm gonna get left in the
You gonna
dirt.
get, and you gonna get run over
Exactly.
because they, you know,
They
they
look
coming for that.
right.
Like,
They look at me like I'm food,
yeah,
and I mean for good reason.
right, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, let's get back to the music a little bit, man. The song that you performed,
Mm-hmm.
"Die for My Respect."
Yeah.
Uh, I feel like it's a little obvious now,
Yeah.
but why do you want to die for your respect?
So at this time, I won't get too deep into it, but I was on a small label, and we both left for creative differences. So I had this.
Both the label and you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was one of those situations where we were just like, I was really just sitting there. I'm like, I'm back in my own recording space. It's all me now.
Hmm.
Well, me and my neon guys, but essentially it wasn't no team backing or nothing. It was just me. And I was just really angry during that time period because I'm like, okay, what do I do next? And I don't know. I just one day I was just like, I gotta like die for my respect. And like I kept making that joke to all my guys. They're like, bro, like that just sounds hilarious because it's
Hmm.
like to die for your respect, like you're really about to crash out to whatever it takes to make it. And I really thought I'm like, that's a real feeling.
Hmm.
Like you want to do what it takes to get to that dream, regardless of who comes in and leaves in your life. So it was just a powerful song for me. And every time I perform it, every time I kind of like people like say they like it,
Hmm.
it means a lot to me because it's a very important song to my discography.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the key things I heard in that too was really like how you handle rejection.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some people, some artists, I feel like are not able to cope when it
Yeah.
comes to handling that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you were to give some advice to an up and coming artist that may have faced some of that stuff, that may have been like, dang, and starts to get that doubt in their heads, like, how would
Yeah.
you tell them to handle that?
I would just tell them that every artist deals with like thousands of no's. I don't care if you're, major artist, indie artist. Everybody's been told no plenty of times. So what happens to a lot of artists is we assume that we're the only people going through it.
Hmm.
It's like there's billions of us out there. So
Hmm.
it's like you gotta think there's a ton of people that are putting out music on DistroKid or all these distribution services, probably not seeing a cent for their streams and everything. They probably down themselves too. So it's like we're all in this rat race of like trying to prove that we're the best artists kind of situation. So I think once you kind of think that you're alone in that, you got to think of the bigger picture of like
Mm.
there's a lot of people in that same position, but how are you going to make sure you're not in that same position for a long time?
And that's stripping the ego.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's really like really saying to yourself, like, okay, like there's more people in this type of situation. You have to see things from a macro view.
Exactly.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know, you speak a lot about Neon,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and that's the group. That was one of the questions that I had for you when we was
Yeah.
talking on the phone earlier.
Mm-hmm.
You know, explain that. Is that a creative collective? Like, what is this?
Yeah. So it's a creative collective. It's me and a few artists. Shout out to Ose, Bunch of Bars, Neon Moke. I mean, it's Lil Goody.
Hmm.
We got a few people that kind of work in with us.
Hmm.
But the whole meaning is never echo others' negativity.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm always big on positivity.
Yeah.
So it's like I wanted to create a group where we all have different styles.
Mhm.
Like I'm pretty versatile, so I can kind of hop on any of their songs.
Right.
But I feel like each artist has a unique thing about them. But we all bring positivity all together.
I think that's crazy. You know, I think that's a great look, and that part of the collective thing, and finding the people that really like mesh with
Mm-hmm.
you, but also, you know, versatility. You know, I think that's been one of the main pieces of commentary that we've had in this interview.
Yeah.
Do you sing at all? Do you do R&B, or is it just hip hop, kind of like the
Mm-hmm.
pop rap? Like, what do you? Where do you? I know you don't want to like box yourself in, but
Yeah.
like, do you do R&B too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
Okay.
would say. See, it's funny. It depends on who I talk to.
Yeah.
Because, like, some people be like, yeah, like, you're not really a rapper. You do more R&B.
Mm-hmm.
And I got people that's like, nah, you're not an R&B guy. You do more rap. So I think that's where the
Yeah.
A Boogie comparison comes in.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you got, like, the A Boogies and Drakes where it's like, what are they?
Yeah.
So I
But
get
they're
that
just
a lot.
artists.
Mm-hmm.
And that's you.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Exactly.
You're just an artist.
And I think what really made me see that it was possible was Childish Gambino's Because of the Internet.
Really?
Because, like, he had, like, 3005 where, like, he's singing.
Mm-hmm.
And then he has, like, Sweatpants where, like, he's rapping, like, going dumb.
Yeah.
And then he has, like, different songs. I can't think of what it's called. It starts with a Z. And I heard the production. I'm like, this is, like, some, like, Kanye Yeezus kind of sound and stuff. Like, but he was able to put that onto one project.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's possible.
Yeah.
Because I think too many artists get boxed in of like, okay, I gotta be in this sound. It's good to find a niche. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna say artists don't find a niche, but I really respect artists that know how to do multiple things.
Yeah. Going back a little bit, you were talking about your comparison to Pharrell and him being able to go from like clothes to music, you know, never being able to box him in. Do you also design?
Yeah, so I've done I'm trying to get some more neon merch soon. But my guy Goody, you know, especially when he was first going viral on TikTok, like going really crazy. He's still going crazy, but his first like stand going crazy, he wanted merch for his brand HHU. So he was like, "Yo, I need a design." Deige,
And that's Headhunter University.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
So I made all the designs for that for the beginning. Like I helped. I remember we did the trucker hats first. That was the first design. Those sold out instantly.
There.
And we were just doing a bunch of like design work and everything.
Right.
And that was when I was like, okay, it's possible to get into clothes and stuff. And that's why I started taking like fashion a little more serious. So it's gonna be some neon merch in the future. But like it was dope that I always find a way to prove myself wrong. I'd be like, I don't know. I remember I told him, I said, I don't think I could do that. He's like, nah, bro, just try it. Like, I'll pay you this amount. Yeah. I'm like, all right, I got you.
Yeah.
And it came out fire.
And you just threw fear to the side, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know it was just like, bro, I've never done this before.
Yes.
You know, and people have that feeling too. But it's just like, what did you just say? Like, man, forget it. I'm just gonna go in.
Well, I just thought like, you know, I'm a loyal person. I'm very loyal. So it's like I'm I'm not gonna have my guy out here
looking crazy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have him looking crazy with a bad design.
Thanks.
And I don't want to deny it. And then he finds a design person from someone else, and then it's not up to the standards. So I'm like, I have faith I could create something dope. I just never did it.
Yeah.
But you know, once I put that fear to the side and actually did it, and saw people actually liking it, I'm like, oh, like.
Gave you confidence. So now it's like, oh, I want to do this more.
Exactly.
And that's the name of the game, I feel like. You know, you take those little steps and then you grab on, I feel like, to any type of like things that will help fill in that void and then you just run with it.
Yeah.
Your last project, what was the name of it again?
You're talking about the EP I just put out, or
no,
are you talking about the album?
2024, your album.
Oh, you said the album?
Yeah.
There's My Past?
Yeah. Okay, describe that album.
That was my first time going deep into who Deige is. I think a lot of my music is good vibes. You know, you could play in a social setting and stuff like that. But that was my first time I like really gave like a actual
body of work.
Yeah, an actual body of work and an actual storyline.
Yeah.
That was my first time ever really doing that.
Yeah, because I remember the one that you dropped in 2020. I think it was about 7 songs.
Yeah.
But this one was close to like, I want to say 15.
Yeah, it was up there.
It was a lot of tracks. When you're creating that type of music and you're looking for a theme, like what's the creative process behind that?
So first you gotta look in with yourself. Like you're always gonna find the best ideas through real situations. So at that time I was really going through relationship situations that dealt with my past. It was almost like a therapy album to me because my biggest issue was I always went back to my past, whether it was going back to old people, whether it was going back to old habits. Lyric to My Past was literally just me writing a tape and like setting my past free. So I was like, even like certain tracks, like I had a song called Pity Party. Like, you know, it's a pity party every time I walk through. Like that's like me having the mindset of like my bad habit in the past was being too humble.
Wow.
So I would come in too humble into a room, people would not respect me because of that. So it's like, that's me telling myself that. Or, you know, I have songs like Ashley Lyric to My Past where I'm literally telling a girl, like, I still love you, but like that was the old me.
Yeah.
Like you love the old me. You don't like the me now.
Right.
So it's little stuff like that. I was just trying to get my past away from my present.
Just so you can move on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I forget what track it was. It might have been. It was either Prada or Die for My Respect, where you were talking about like you're not really vocal about how you feel on this, but you come to the music and you can hear exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
Is that's exactly where you put your emotions and you put all that stuff in your music?
Yeah, because a lot of people don't like. It's funny because you see me on the camera so much now.
Yeah.
Growing up, I had the nickname Silent Assassin of football.
Really?
Because I was the quietest kid on the field, barely talked to nobody. When I got in the field, like I was going crazy. But I just wasn't a talkative person.
Yeah.
And I didn't really break out of that shell until college.
What was it about the music that made you like feel comfortable with that?
It was my only outlet. Like, I felt like if I was going to talk my piece and like really talk about how I feel, it's gonna be through music.
Yeah.
Because I felt like the way I articulated when I talked to people wasn't strong enough, but in the music, I feel like the music actually hit. You know what I'm saying? So,
where do you think Deige is going? Like musically and professionally, like where do you see yourself? Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years from now, I see myself really taking Neon into a full creative route. Like, I want to get like an ASAP Mob, Odd Future kind of thing, where it's like I got videographers, graphic designers.
Yeah.
We got people really laying down the blueprint. I see that, but also for myself, I really just see myself in a light where I'm more known outside of my state. I feel like people in Jersey and like Philly, they know about Deige, but I think I'll be a bigger name, at least not if not in the East Coast, it'll be in actual, the rest of the United States. Like I'm trying to make the name transcend.
Yeah. All right. So before we wrap things, bro, give some motivation. I always like to leave people with some type of motivation. Man, to the struggling artists out there, to the cats that may be doubting themselves, to the cats that may be doubting themselves, like give them a piece of motivation. Lead them off with something, bro.
I'm gonna say this: no idea is dumb, and I know that's a very broad thing. But a lot of people don't understand that sometimes the ideas that you might be iffy on and might be the one, they do come with great results. Like I remember, what was it? I remember I put out, actually be honest, when I put out Die For My Respect, I didn't think it was good enough. So I was like, I don't think people gonna like it.
That's my favorite song.
That's what I'm saying. But if I was sitting there doubting myself and saying like, oh, like having this whole perfectionist mindset, it would never came out.
Facts.
And it would never took me to where I'm at today. I think that song really set the tone for a lot of my next releases. So it's like, don't think that an idea is too dumb. Most of the times, there's always some gold or is always something in that idea that could be probably used for a better reason. But most ideas from a creative, there's something positive in there that could be, used in the future.
You left some fire there. Okay. Drop the mic.
Listen, I always gotta drop gems, man.
Gotta drop gems. And you can only see it on Live from the Underground, man.
Exactly.
Deige, brother, I appreciate you coming through. Hopefully, man, we get you back on here and definitely check out his music. Give them out where they can find you. All your socials, just give it out for a second.
Yeah, so if you want to find me on Instagram, Neon. Oh, sorry. You want to find me on Instagram, Neon Deige, NeonDeige. On all music platforms, just look up Deige, and then tap in with me. I'm a cool guy. I don't be acting Hollywood. So if you want to send something DM wise or comment something, I'm always gonna respond. So.
Amen to that. All right, we're going to wrap things up, man. I'm the chosen one, Doug Phenom. You're listening to the Phenomenal Radio, man. Keep it locked.